Hi, it's Maureen, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from the United States. Welcome back to my channel. I live in the state of New Jersey, and this is Stampin' Around the World Video Hop, May 2025. With this video hop, you get to see the creations of demonstrators from around the world. This month, our theme is seasons. So for seasons, my focus is going to be on summer. I'll be using the Cheers and Sips bundle, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. But before we get started, I want to remind you that I want to make sure that you know to check out the description below for links to videos from other demonstrators from around the world to see their take on the theme of seasons. So for me, I'm using Cheers and Sips bundle, and this bundle is an online exclusive only, so that means you're only going to find it online. Super easy. You can go to my Stampin' Up! Store, and then in the search area, you just type in Cheers and Sips, and you will see this stamp set appear. So you can buy it as a stamp set by itself, or you can buy the bundle, and with the bundle you get dies. Now a lot of the dies are not on here because I've taken them off because I am using them or did use them. So anyway, you can purchase the dies by themselves. You don't get this magnetic plate. This is something I bought separately from Stampin' Storage, but I like to take my dies out of the packaging and then I put them on here so that I have everything in one spot. I'm also going to be using this coordinating paper, which is called Celebratory Sips. Looks like this. I do want to tell you one quick thing. The new annual catalog is out. It's available. You can start purchasing things from it right now. It began May 6th. So even though this stamp set is an online exclusive, you can find inside the catalog on pages 70 and 71, you can find a scrapbooking kit here. So you can get the paper here, and this paper comes with a sticker sheet. So you would get these cute stickers here, and then you could use all of this to create some scrapbook pages. So, and you can see a sample of that right here, which is really cute. So we'll talk more about that in a minute. Okay, but that is in the catalog on pages 70 and 71. So let's look at this beautiful paper. This paper, as you know, well, this is the card we're going to make. Oh, I forgot to do the inside. I did nothing to the inside. Well, we'll have to fix that. We'll do that together while we work. So I'll come back to that. But here is the designer series paper. As you know, it is two-sided. This side has beautiful drinks. You can cut these out and add them to your card as is. And then look at the back. It's beautiful flowers there. And then we have some fruit. Lots of different trimmings for drinks. Secret Sea, it's called. And then we have this one with all the flowers. We're going to be using this, and the back side with orange. Orange is my favorite color. We'll be using that as well. More drinks here. And on the back, this is strawberry slush. And then I like this as well with the green, and it looks like fresh freesia. And I'm not sure what that is. That might be petunia pop over there as well. Or berry, I think berry burst is in there as well. And then on the back, we have some old olive. So we are going to be using this. So let's talk about the card. And we'll have to do something to the inside. So we're making this card. I did see this from a demonstrator online. Not this exact card, but sort of this layout. To make this card, I did use an oval die. The oval die can be found in the Impressions of Bloom dies set. That is also an online exclusive. I don't actually have that one, so I took an oval from another set, which I used. So you can use an oval from a previous set, or you could purchase it from the Impressions of Bloom dies. Okay, so let's get started with the card. The first thing I did is got some strawberry slush cardstock, and this is cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and is scored at 4 1/4. So I am going to fold this over. Just trying to move things out of the way. And use my bone folder here to furnish my edges here. And leave that like that. And then I used some of my designer series paper. So this is the floral piece that I talked about. This one measures at 3 3/4 by 5. I'm going to put adhesive on here and stick that right on there. Just like so. And that will go there. And then I got another piece of, well, the same piece of designer series paper, but I'm now going to use the orange side, or this is actually probably Timid Tiger is the color for this one. This one measures at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I already ran this through with my oval die. I'm going to just take that off of there, move this aside just to save time. And then this is going to get layered on here. But before I do that, I do want to add some ribbon to it. I grabbed some, this is Berry Burst. You can use any kind of Berry Burst ribbon that you have. This is something old that I had. Berry Burst is a good color to use, or Strawberry Slush. I didn't have any Strawberry Slush yet. I purchased it, but it didn't come yet, so I don't have it. But Strawberry Slush would also look really great going across here. So I am just going to put this like this, flip it over, and add some adhesive over here. And fold this over. And I'm just going to try and make sure this is nice and straight. If I line that up there, then this should be straight as well. I'll put some adhesive on this side. Double check this. Lining it up on that line. And folding it over. Oops. And I'm going to cut it with my scissors here. Some people say scissor, some people say scissors. What do you say? Do you say scissors or scissor? Let me know, because I'm hearing it both ways. I've always been taught to say scissors, but some people say scissor. Tell me why you say scissor if you say scissor. Okay? All right. All right, I am now going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this. So I have this big sheet. I don't know where this came from. It must have been in a kit or something, but I found it and now I am going to use it. So I am putting these all over here. I'm trying to make sure I don't have too much of a glare. There we go. From my lights. You know, I want you to be able to see what I'm doing, but I don't want to blind you at the same time. So I'm using a lot of dimensionals just because I don't want it caving in. And it's designer series paper, so it's not the sturdiest. It's not as sturdy as cardstock. Okay, one more here. And actually, let's do two more. I'm going to put one here and one here. And then I am going to take all of these pieces off. Let's see. Put them in there. Make sure you can see me working. All right, so I want to make sure I stay in the camera. No fun if I'm working off camera. You can't see what I'm doing. All right, so I am just taking the backing off of this. And I'm still trying to, I'm exploring with this paper to see other ways to use it because it's such a cute stamp set. You could use it, like if you look at the paper, I might pull that out again, just to show you that, you know, if you're making drinks, it has all kinds of drinks on there. I am not like a drink connoisseur. Well, I shouldn't say it that way. I love to drink, of course, but I couldn't tell you the names of different drinks. I don't know all the names of different drinks, but this paper has different concoctions here. So there's so many different things. Like this here could be iced tea, right? This, I'm not sure what that is, but there are lots of fabulous drinks here. So it has a lot of options. You could have, some non-alcoholic beverages as well as alcoholic beverages. So lots of things to choose from. So this is the basic layout for the card. I also want to stamp some things now that we are going to add to our front. So I know that we want to add drinks. I want to show you one of the fun things about this paper. So here is another sheet that I forgot to share with you. And this is a very important sheet. So it has these like watercolored squares, rectangles, whatever you want to call them. And on the other side, it looks like it just had like stars or whatever. Really beautiful color there. What you can do is, I used this for my drinks. So it looks like, I mean, like these are the different colors, and you can see when they made their drinks on this paper, it is made of a lot of these different hues. So like this drink is this. This drink is a variation of one of these colors over here. And so let's see, this drink looks close to this. This one looks close to this, or a long one. So they have some shorter ones and they have some long ones. And when you get ready to stamp them, the stamps are long. Let's see. There are long ones and then the short ones for your drinks. So you can have a tall glass or a short glass. And so that's what this is. And then here is the short one. So I am going to be using Memento ink, and I am going to stamp. Let's move this over. I have, let's see, my orange one is going to be a tall one. So I'm going to stamp on here. And this is a great way that you can get your glass filled with the liquid. So you just kind of leave a little bit of white on the top like that. And then I am going to stamp the shorter one with this one. So I'm going to grab my short glass. Actually, I'm going to do, I'm going to do it with this one. And move close to the top. Try not to get my head all the way in there. Let's see. This will be a nice full glass. And it looks like that. Okay. So once you've done that, because there are a lot of different ways you could fill your glass up with liquid. You could do what I'm doing here. I did play around with it a little bit earlier and tried to do some watercoloring. I need more time to figure this out. Wasn't too happy with that. I mean, that's not too bad. This one I didn't like so much, but that's another option. You could do some watercoloring. You could just stamp right on there. Another option would be to get a block and then put ink on here and stamp it on paper and then stamp it. And what do I mean by that? Actually, no, I'm not going to do it on there. I'll show you what I mean. Strip like this. And now I need another block. And I am going to grab some, what am I grabbing over here? Let's get some Flirty Flamingo. Just trying this out here. Then you can ink up your block. It probably would make sense to spritz it with water. I think this is water. Let's see. And you could spritz that, stamp on here. Oh, yes. Okay, so this is going to need to dry. I'm thinking about using these, so this will go over here to dry. Using those, I would run those right through my my cut and emboss machine. I would put this die on here, and then, so I would put this one on here, like that, and then run it through the machine. And I would get these, just like that. All right, I am also going to be stamping a few things. I need to stamp an old olive. I'm going to need 2 of these. So I'm going to stamp one like that, another one. I also stamp that one. I am also going to need to stamp my umbrella and Memento ink. Oops, like that. And then I need to die cut these. And there we go. And I'm going to stamp that in my Darling Duckling ink. This is a new color. I'm going to stamp that there. And I need to die cut this out like such. I also want to put some ice cubes in here. So I am going to grab that Darling Duckling again. And I know some people use embossing powder and they do some embossing with it. I am just using the same color ink and stamping inside of there. And I'm going to do the same thing with my other one. And stamp that there. So I do have this strip here that I am going to use. And I'm going to stamp Cheers. I'm going to stamp that here. And so our theme is seasons, and my card is supposed to be summer. And I'm doing this and saying cheers and let's celebrate because I am a teacher. I do love my job, but I also love summer because summer is a nice break. It's a great time to refresh, and teachers need to refresh after a long year of teaching. And so my card is representing summer. It's representing a time to celebrate because, you know, summer is here and now we get to just relax and regroup before we go back and are ready to be the best that we can be for all the little people of the world. All right, I am going to stick this in here, and this is going to be for my umbrella, just like that. And I think now, you know, I'm going to just leave this here for a moment. I'm going to bring this back in so that you can see another way that you could create your drink. I am going to make this a tall glass. Yeah, this can be a tall glass. And I could stamp it like this. And then once I die cut that, then that's another drink. Yeah. So I'm not going to die cut it now, but that's another way that you could get a nice watercolor to make it look like a drink. If you don't have the dies, it is super easy to just go in there and cut it out. And there we go. So you can compare that to cutting it out of the paper versus just creating your own. And there are lots of ways that you can go about creating your own. That is just one sample. I almost want to use that. It's kind of cool, but I'm going to stick with my original idea. All right, so now that we have all of our pieces, we are going to start assembling our card. All right, so we're going to start off with this one here. I am going to put some adhesive on the back of it. And I'm going to put more of it on the right side of the back. But if I turn it over, it's the left side. So I'm going to stick that right here like that. And I'm going to put more things in there to support it, but I'm just going to start like that. I'm going to take one of these, put some adhesive here, and a little bit here on this side. And this one is going to go here like that. We're going to put some dimensionals behind this. We're just sort of getting it all together. And then this one, I'm going to put some here and a little bit here. And have this one start back here and come across like that. All right. And now we're going to grab this string. Oh, I forgot about my lemon. With my lemon, one of the things that I thought I would do is sort of put a slit in here. And then that way I could put it on my glass. Oop, easy for me to say, right? There we go. Just like this. And I'm going to turn this over and put adhesive on the whole thing. And then this is going to go back here and like that. Just like that. And then we're going to put this at the top here. So we'll put some adhesive on the back. Like that. And my umbrella, if I could pick it up, is going to sit here. So I'm going to put some adhesive on this side here. And I am going to put a small dimensional on this side. But before I put that on, I'm going to add a larger dimensional to the back of this so that it sits there. And I'm going to put one behind the lemon and hope that it's not too big. You could use a smaller one. And that'll go down like that. And let's put this on. And that will go like that. So our card is coming together. And now we have this here, and this is our greetings. And it says, cheers, let's celebrate. So I am going to cut that right there as straight as I can. I love to have lots of strips. I'm going to put a dimensional back here, and then adhesive on the other side. Let's see, I'm going to line that up with the edge there. Is that straight? Okay. Cheers. Let's celebrate. I love it. All right. I also have some gems. These are holographic resin dots. What I do is I cut the slit at the top, and then that way I can pull it out instead of opening this adhesive piece, because the adhesive piece will start to stick to everything, and that's not fun. I am going to add a large one to the top here, and then to the bottom I am going to, oh, that came off of there, add this one, and let's see, can I put you back on there and get it? Yep. And this one, and it looks like that. Now I do want to add something to the inside. I did not prepare for that. I totally forgot about the inside. We're going to put this in here. What do you think? Let's put it in there. Why not? So I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of this. Stick that like that. It looks huge. I am going to give it some ice cubes, because why not? Like that. Cut them out and stick them on there. So I'm just going to stick that on there. Putting adhesive on it. Letting that sit off to the side like that. And I'm just going to do this like that and get a strip, something. So will this fit? You know what? It's close enough. We're going to do it. I'm going to use my liquid glue for this one and just put some dots on there. Oops, big bubble. And I am going to add this to the edge here, like that, and put some adhesive on the back of this. And add it to the inside of our card. I totally forgot to prepare the inside. So it'll be like this, and then you can write your message. So here is my finished card. Looks like that. Cheers, let's celebrate. And then on the inside, there's a nice glass that we also stamped. And it looks like that with a nice lemon on there. So this was my original. And then here's the one I made. Oh, and there's one more thing I did. I decided to add some Winkastella to the card. And I just colored in my drink here. I think there's something on there. Yeah. This one is a little bit dry. And over here as well, just to give it a little bit of shimmer. And you could also do the inside. If you do the inside, you do want to leave it sitting open. I'm going to do my lemon as well. It might make the color bleed a little bit, but I think that actually is not a bad thing. Okay, there we go. So thank you for joining me for my Stampin' Around the World hop with our theme of seasons, and as I said, focused on summer. Remember to check out the description for videos from other demonstrators from around the world to see what they created with this theme. So subscribe to my channel, hit the thumbs up to like it, let me know that you like it. You can also hit the bell icon to get notifications for more videos, and share. I'll see you next month with a new theme. Thanks for watching. From me to you. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.